The older that I get, the more I find myself becoming exactly what I hate. An old man who's constantly walking around saying, "Back in my day, everything used to be better. Our movies had hot fish ladies, our gas stations didn't shove ads in our faces, and white men hadn't learned how to use green screens." Most of the time, this obsession that I have with nostalgia and the past is simply an inability to accept change in my life. But man, I feel like now we can confidently say that things truly did used to be better. At the very start of this month, Sony announced that they will no longer be making physical games in 2028. Everything from here on out will be digital. And rightfully so, everybody is sounding the tornado alarms about this, dude. There's so much confusion, corporate damage control, and most of all, fear, genuine fear about how Sony is sacrificing all of our consumer rights and stripping away our options, all for the sake of profit. This whole situation makes me spiral so bad, dude. It feels like I just drank 500 milligrams of caffeine and have so much pent-up energy that you could stick a Tesla charger up my ass and then drive to New Zealand. I'm over here just worried about the fact that we're losing what made me fall in love with gaming in the first place, and that was the experience of buying and engaging with physical media. But before I get all emotional on you and then trauma dump and then eventually confide in my grandma for all of the answers like I normally do, I just want to stick my hand into the corporate cookie jar and just take a look at what's actually happening. It's not new information that these corporations value digital games over physical. I feel like we've known this for years, that these discs don't even have the full game on them and you have to still connect to the internet to download them. I mean, Sony, Xbox, and even Nintendo with key cards have been pushing this narrative of a world that's completely digital. And to be honest, this announcement from Sony just reveals what they've been trying to do this whole time. The justification here is that this is a natural direction for Sony to adapt to consumer trends, which is the same thing as Sony being like,
"Hey, so, you know, I know a lot of you guys like digital games, so how about we're going to listen to you and make everything digital. See how we listen to you? We love consumers."
And all of this was announced right after GTA 6 also confirmed that it will be a digital-only release. So Sony are like, hold on, let me just sneak into the backpack of GTA 6 here. Maybe nobody's going to notice me and making everything digital. And then Xbox is over here like Fruit Ninja slicing away their company and trying to get rid of the management that's just been running everything into a dumpster. They've also, I think they got rid of this advertisement a while ago that was talking about the pros and cons of digital versus physical media. So all things kind of point into this direction with the PC Game Pass and the fact that the new Xbox might be a PC instead of a dedicated console. Like, they're also going on this route, and I think it's logical to think that most companies, now that Sony have done this, will be pushing for only digital games. It's this creepy step towards the direction where all games are no longer owned, and instead we all have a subscription, and it's cloud-based gaming, and we're all just tapped into the internet like little Wall-E characters, and we're sitting there getting slop fed to us, and none of us have even stood up in the past 20 years. And these characters are probably what all these corporations want us to look like, people who just sit there and then get things served to them via the algorithm, and we don't even have any decision or choice on what we're consuming. We just consume it anyway. And the idea of ownership and control is easily the most important issue that we must address as we transition to a purely digital hellscape. And I do believe that there are ways to create a digital future that still gives consumers ownership. But even in this ideal world where we're like all retaining our games and using things like GOG and emulation to play this stuff, there is an important aspect of physical media that will be lost forever. And that's the experience that comes along with buying these things. I've talked about this before, but when I was younger, my parents, who were actively in the middle of getting a divorce, would treat the living room like it was Godzilla versus Kong, and it was just a total disaster. And then my grandma would come and then pick me up from Missouri and snatch me out of that thing like she was extracting something in Helldivers 2. And then we would hit up Walmart like it was my freaking birthday, and she would let me take a look at all of the Game Boy Advance games, and I could choose one of the games to get. and it was like Christmas all over again, dude. I was sitting there in the aisle. I'm looking at all of the box art. I'm checking out these physical games that I want to pick out for my new Game Boy. It was the best. And I would just grab one, and then my grandma would talk to the cashier. We'd check out. We'd walk back to the car, and then I would tear that thing open, dude. I would rip it open, look at the manual, check out the cartridge, slot it into my Game Boy Advance. It was like this whole ritual, this whole experience of connecting with the physical media before I even pressed play or started the game. The physical video game itself was a vehicle that let me then transport myself into the digital realm, and it was also a thing that would take me out of the digital realm because it would let me have experiences like trading the game with other people or showing friends my cartridges, selling the game to GameStop and getting absolutely scammed. These moments are designed to come with the purchase of a video game physically. And I know this is like a hot take to say in this AI-driven population crisis infected world, but I want to have a family one day. I want to have children of my own. And I'm 26 right now. Hopefully by the time I'm 30, I'll be able to muscle up the courage to watch my wife give birth while she screams at me in Spanish, riddled in pain. And this news that Sony dropped on us makes me think about children, and maybe my children one day won't be able to go out and buy a video game and, see the cartridge and get to pick something out. It'll just be this weird storefront where we're stuck inside and I have to hand them my credit card. That's the experience. It's dumb, but I do want my kid to go to Walmart with me and have the experience of seeing some dude driving a lawnmower while towing a trailer behind him. It builds character. And the same can be said about all forms of media, dude. I mean, music has gotten absolutely destroyed thanks to Spotify, where all of our taste is literally getting replaced by algorithms and curated playlists. We don't even really choose what we listen to anymore. And I mean, even Netflix and all of these streaming services have a business model of just giving us every movie on the planet or shoving a bunch of content down our throat that's not even really that good. And they're actually building this out so that I don't know. It's like they want us to be on our phones more while consuming content on the platform. It's such a mess, dude. I'm getting sweaty in here as I'm yapping. I just recently went through a bunch of CDs with my grandma, and she was there to explain to me her music taste and kind of show me what songs she liked and physically give me these things that are a part of her and contributed to her music catalog. And this is something that literally cannot happen without physical media. I don't know about you, but when I'm 86 years old, I'm not going to go up to my grandson and be like,
Yo, come here, little Jimmy. Check out this QR code and listen to my Spotify playlist.
Regardless, though, this is how the world is moving, and I'm kind of struggling to deal with it right now. This is the first time in my life where my childhood feels very distinct from my adult life because of how things have changed, and it's starting to freak me out a little bit, dude. I'm telling you, bro. I'm so much more sympathetic for all of these old dudes who are just complaining about how things used to be better. I'm turning into this, and I don't want to. But there is somebody in my life who has way more experience than me when it comes to dealing with change. Literally the person who gave me these experiences as a child in the first place. And like usual, I'm going to rely on her on this channel to try and push forward.
Who do I look at?
You can look at me or the camera or whatever.
Where's the camera?
Oh, there's a camera right there. How old are you?
I'm 86 years old.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
I know.
How's that feel?
I don't feel 86. Just little aches and pains.
You're
that's
freaking
all.
old fart, dude.
I'm an old lady.
2,000 years later.
I might have had 75, 80, and I went through them and kept the ones that meant a lot to me.
Yeah. Is the headset making it hard to speak?
It's okay.
Yeah, we can swap. Here, try this one. Oh, I didn't know that it was messing you up. My bad.
So do we have to start all over again? Oh, yeah, this is so much better.
All right. You used to buy a bunch of physical CDs, right?
Absolutely.
Have you noticed any difference now that you don't own all that stuff and you just stream it?
Of course, it's a lot easier.
Okay.
It's a lot easier, and I do enjoy it because I've gotten a little lazy in my old age, and so it's just so much easier to just push a button.
But you don't miss the act of owning it physically, like with the
Not
DVD.
anymore. Not anymore.
You remember when we were younger and we would go to Walmart and you would let me pick out any game that I wanted of the Game Boy Advance stuff.
That's right.
If I was the same age nowadays, we're getting to a point where that's kind of going away.
I think it's a shame, actually, because I think when you go into a game store with your grandson or your granddaughter, to experience what they're interested in and the videos that they would buy, and to have that togetherness, I would miss that. In fact, I probably do miss that when I think back. But I have a happy memory, and I'm wondering if the reason why it's all changed is because maybe there's a deity out there that's trying to control what everybody now is watching.
Right.
And I'm wondering if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And I don't really know, but I think it could be a bad thing.
I mean, it's the same with going out to the movies. A lot of people don't go to the movies anymore because it's, for one, very expensive, and for two, they'd rather just wait until they can sit at their couch and just wait till the movie gets to the stream, and then they don't go outside.
Yes. It's become a lazy society. And it's an easier society, but I don't know. I don't know if it's as healthy as it used to be.
It's good now, but it poses a threat that one day they could have all the control. That's the concern with people.
Right.
Because it is easier now, and it is very convenient and very nice to download things digitally. But then what the fear of people is that we are giving up that control to let them serve us whatever they want to. And the fear is they will abuse that power. So in your eyes, how would we avoid a future where that's not possible?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you would it's like a presidential question, dude.
I don't think anybody has the answer to that.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's all about control. And the outcome will be what our generation, the next generation, will be like, according to what is controlling what they view.
Yeah, what's served to them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won't have the chance to experience the whole picture.
Well, you had stuff to deal with too, but I guess it's just a different ball game, right? Like every generation has certain things that they have to adapt to.
That's right. And you're continuing that. It'll continue for generations until the earth stops.
Yeah. Right.
That's just the way it is. That's the way it's been, and it's going to continue doing that. Whether you like it or not, it's going to happen, and you have to take control.
Yeah. Well, thanks for passing the baton to me, dude.
Good luck. That's what I have to say.
Yeah. I think a lot of people get sucked into the internet and the void of it really easily. What it comes down to is the different types of media that you're consuming.
Right.
Because a lot of it can help you. Like the games that you bought me when I was a kid really helped me.
Yes.
Yes.
We've become a lazy society, I think, and I'm one of them. I like to just push the button and
just chill.
Yeah, and I don't miss any of the purchasing of anything.
Interesting.
So.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're of age now, you were the only one that we really would buy games for.
Yeah.
So I'm done with that, so I can move on.
No, we can go to GameStop right now and get a game, dude. That's why I think it's important for people to talk about the experience of the physical media and how important it is to have control over what you're watching and stuff, right? Instead of just numbingly viewing things,
Right. But see, the numbing of doing things is the easiest
Oh, yeah. It's like going to the gym or working out. Nobody wants to do it.
That's right.
But you got to do it.
You got to do it.
It's the same with what you watch and consume.
That's a good analogy there, yeah. But it's getting to be a crazy society. I don't know.
Crazy times.
Yeah, crazy times.
And now they have grandsons interviewing their grandma on YouTube. Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that something?
Yeah. It's very conflicting for me because while I very much so hate this digital takeover, I have also totally contributed to it, dude. I have bought digital games. I have owned a Steam account and been playing Steam games since 2011. And whenever I do buy physical games nowadays, it usually just gets delivered to my doorstep. There's not even an experience there. So for me to sit here and tell you that I absolutely hate all digital media and think it's the worst thing ever would make me just a hypocrite, which I kind of am. Now, I've been very negative about all of this stuff. My grandma is literally telling me it's over, we're cooked, we're absolutely done, we're fried. But I can't help but see that this is also kind of awesome at the same time. The illusion has officially been killed. For years, we have just felt this gravitational pull towards a digital-only future, but it was happening so slowly that none of us really felt like it was real. You know, it was like, it's kind of all digital. The discs don't really have the full game, but that's not going to be the case in 2028. We will be able to distinctly see a game that's actual, tangible. It's something that we could buy versus something that's just only data that we are downloading. And as much as it hurts to see, I do feel like this is going to put more of an importance then back on the physical media itself. This will only incentivize all of us to make more connections with the media that we're consuming and to at least make an attempt to build out third spaces where we can all gather and reconnect with each other. Emulation itself has never been more important than right now, and neither has your ability to break out of these closed ecosystems that companies are forcing more and more on consumers. And I think a lot of people, after hearing this news, are probably looking at Steam and PC gaming, even though it is, still an issue where you're wondering if you own the digital assets. It's going to be more appealing because there are better and easier ways to break outside of any boundaries that have been placed on you. Dude, I'm in the middle of editing this right now, and there's no way that my posture looks this bad when I play video games. This is hell no. This is diabolical. And just like always, I refuse to believe that the answer is to just abandon modern gaming as a whole. There are ways to balance things out, man. Your backlog and retro gaming just got more important, but that doesn't mean we need to just disconnect and never associate with modern times. I'm sure, and that's not even realistic. None of us are going to stop playing modern games, but my hope is that this will provide better outlets and encourage more people to pursue all facets of gaming with this news. Unfortunately, though, a world with better digital rights for consumers will still delete the experience of going out and purchasing physical media, and that makes me sad, bro. And there's really no way around it, man. It's just a painful loss, I think, to a lot of people who feel connections and have memories and want to continue those memories with other people. I think this is why there's been such a big influx into Pokemon cards and trading cards in general, or just collectibles, because everything else does feel like it's getting digitalized. So we're all kind of scrambling to see, okay, what can I own? What's something that feels tangible to me? And people get so much dopamine from opening up these Pokemon packs and having a piece of cardboard that they own now. Also, scalpers are a thing, which sucks. So at least this is our future, guys. Yo, welcome to the outro beat thing. Thank you, God, for another week, another episode of isaacOS, and I hope that you're all having a blessed day today, because we talked about things that were a little bit sad and depressing. I mean, PlayStation, I'm starting to view video games through a much more skeptical lens, and instead of it feeling like a really happy, fun shop, it's starting to feel a lot shadier. It feels like somebody is selling me things under a trench coat, and I have to decide on whether or not I want to buy them. And then I want to make like a soundtrack or some type of beat that would go along with some dude selling me this creepy, video game under his trench coat. I want like a creepy, suspicious bass in here. Yeah. Somebody's about to sell me something. I don't know what this is. It's just like saxophone hits that I added. If you're out here acting dubious, there's definitely going to be some weird string plucking like this. I got this lady singing do, but then I added this weird texture to it. This doesn't really fit, but it reminds me of Super Mario World, so I'm going to keep it. It's also raining outside while PlayStation try to digitalize everything. Yeah. I don't even have a trench coat to play this song, but I'm gonna find one.